Hello everyone. I am here today. Deep breath. I'm here today to admit something, and I'm here to admit I am I'm gonna say procrastinator. That is so wow. Maybe that's something I need to look into. But no, what I wanted to say is that I am a hypocrite. Yesterday I put out a video regarding the war room and how I felt about the movie, etc. And at the end I expressed some disappointment as I saw people when they were leaving trash all over the place and people talking about other people. And I'm like, after seeing a movie like that, how can we, be there? Then I commented that sometimes we're just not where we need to be or should be spiritually, those things happen. And today when I was in praise and worship, the Lord reveals himself to me, because as I was in praise and worship, I always ask, I always search myself and ask the Lord to reveal anything to me that I need to be aware of, that I haven't asked forgiveness for, that I'm like weak or low in that area, however it is. But nevertheless, as I was reflecting, he showed me something that happened yesterday. And when I came in from the movies, as I walked in, it was a lady that was coming into the building. And my normal reaction inside actually came forth, and I was like, oh goodness. And I said, okay, come on, hurry. I said, nope, I said, she already saw me, too late. And the reason I said that is because I know she has some things going on, unfortunately, mentally. And I've been seeing some patterns where things that I can tell that she's doing or have done, she's in denial, but she's placing the blame on other people connected to the building. So nevertheless, I've been trying to keep my distance. But this woman has been consistently asking for, maybe I said 2 months, about going to worship with me at my church or going to her church and different things like that. And I've been real standoffish because I didn't want to be into that thing that if something happens, then she's targeting the blame towards me, And as I'm going through this reveal, the Lord also showed me the video I made and a comment I made, and was like, well, what he said, what is the difference? The Holy Spirit could be said, what is the difference from people leaving the trash, people talking about the people, and you having that kind of reaction? And the thing is, I had the reaction, and it was someone with me, and which made them a part of it. So at the time when it happened, I was like, oh man. But as the lady came and started talking, quickly, within a couple of minutes, I started feeling bad, like really like, oh my, I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have responded like that. I started feeling really bad in the pit of my belly. So as I'm in this praise and worship, and the Lord is revealing this to me, I started beginning to ask the Lord for forgiveness for being a hypocrite. Whether 2 minutes or less, it doesn't matter. For that moment, that's what I was. So I asked the Lord for forgiveness. I asked myself for forgiveness, and then I had to get to the core of why. And what, as I just revealed to you about her state, and the Lord showed me a couple of things. One great big thing. One thing He showed me was that if you really have faith in me and my protection of you, then it doesn't matter what's going on with her, it won't affect you. And if it tries to come over, the enemy try to use that, it will not be productive, or it will not be able to be prosperous. But the one main thing that the Lord said that just had me really to my knees was, how do you know her blessing is not where you go to worship? How do you know that her blessing to be healed mentally is not there? You always tell people that this is a healing church. This is a place of healing. You know what you experienced. You've seen it happen. So how do you know that's not where her healing is? And more so, how do you know that what she has to bring couldn't be for a blessing of someone else's? So, of course, didn't feel great about that. I felt great the fact that he told me and made me aware, but in my heart, I felt really bad about it. So, even though I know the Lord forgave me, even though I have forgiven myself, I'm glad that I did so and repented and tried to set atonement in place, because it just escaped my mind that it was communion. And when you go for communion, you want to make sure you are clean, that you are free of any wrongdoings, sin, or anything like that, because the Bible does clearly say that you do not come to take communion unworthily, because if you do, you bring damnation to yourself, which means you'll land in anybody around you. So I'm glad I did that. But even after communion, I felt grateful, and but it wasn't complete. I felt it wasn't complete, and I knew what I had to do. So when I got home, I called the lady who I've been avoiding and who's been asking to come. And well, actually, let me go back some, because when I got to the church, again, I was feeling so bad about it. I ended up sending her the information of where the church was, so she can come, because she asked me for it. When I got home, I had to call her, because I wanted to do a face-to-face, because I just believe that when you give an apology, what caused the apology, the way it was caused, should be the way that you settle it. But I was only able to do it by phone. So I called and I talked to her, and I told her, I had apologized to her, and she was like, "Oh, don't worry about it." I said, No, I had to worry about it, because it shouldn't have been done. And I also explained to her that because she was continuously asking to come to worship, that I should have been quicker to give her that, because I would have did that for anyone else. And I shouldn't have let that other issue, or the other person issue that she's having, to sway that, or to make me standoffish, which I'm really normally, well, actually I'm not a standoffish person, but that situation. Then I had to call the woman that was with me, because I brought her into it, because my reaction caused her to react a certain way that she wouldn't have normally probably had the reaction. I don't know if she would have had the thought. She said she would have, but she wouldn't have had the same reaction. And I know the reaction came from what I was saying to my reaction. So I had to apologize again to her. So my thought was, at the end of it all, what do we do when we find, whether you're a Christian, Jewish, whatever your religion, whatever your spiritual belief, even if you're non-denominational, even if you're an atheist, what do you do? What do we do? Because I'm into that group. What do we do when we find that we are a hypocrite? What do we do? Whether it's for a couple of minutes, like myself, just having an experience, whether it's a couple of months, whether it's a year, whether it's something that's continuous. When we realize that, when it's brought to our attention, what do? How do we fix it? How do we atone? How do we straighten that back up? How do we get right with self, and then push it outwards and get it right with everyone and everything else? And that's what I wanted to say. Because I put that message on that video for the world to see, I had to come back and give an apology for the world to see. And I wanted to admit that's where I was for those 2 minutes. And those 2 minutes made me feel so much grief, made me feel so much anguish, made me feel so sad, made my stomach turn. I couldn't get it out of my head. I couldn't really function the way I wanted to function until I got it right. And I got it right, and I'm feeling relieved, but I need to bring my joy back up, because I crushed my own joy. So I just wanted to, like I said, apologize, and apologize for all those who watched that and may have felt that maybe I was being judgmental, and I pray that wasn't how it came off, because I did use we, but however it could have. But if I did, I want to apologize to anyone who may have felt that way. And I just want us to make sure that we continuously, when we find ourselves in a wrong, immediately make it right. Don't wait. Don't sit on it. Don't let your pride get to you. Don't let the scary part of will they accept my apology, because it's not about them accepting it. It's just about you doing it with an earnest heart. So I just wanted to put that out there. Thank y'all for watching, and it's better me, better me, better me, and I'm continuously doing that. I'm not a work in progress because, as I said in another video, I do not like the terminology. I am a special creation of the Creator, who He's constantly elevating, and that's where I am. All right, y'all have a good